We're now 1 year on from Brett Rumford taking the European Tour by the scruff of the neck and winning back-to-back tournaments in Asia. So we sat down with him to discuss how winning affects his mental state and ability to compete week after week on the tour, combating consistency issues and maintaining that all-important hunger to win.
Yeah, my good is good enough to compete, but obviously it's just the fluctuation from my good to bad. It's just a too big a gap there. So I've always had a tendency to throw in that one bad round, which has always cost me. And you know, when I've played my best golf, obviously I'm eliminating the bogeys, hitting a lot more fairways, which obviously helps with that. So the game is very, very easy from the fairway, no doubt about it. I play with a lot of guys which hit a lot of fairways. It's pretty frustrating, but for me, that's the key to my game. And when I'm eliminating the bigger numbers and the soft bogeys, obviously it just comes down to the tee. So yeah, it's pretty annoying, but something that I'm working on. You've got 150 players in the field, and any one of these players can win on any given week. But if you actually go inside the individual and actually go into his mind and actually see where his desires lie for that week, everyone's playing for different reasons. Towards the later part of the season, guys are trying to make up their card, trying to make up their money, and they're a different player. They're in a different mental state. They're much more hungry, and it's a bit like the well-fed lion lies back down in the grass for 2 or 3 days, and it's the same animal but a different beast. It's just not hungry. It doesn't have that desire to get up and chase and kill once again. And that's the same with players. I think when you sort of get to a point where you've almost had enough, or you're fed up, or you want to see a change, all of a sudden you act on that. You become a bit more productive with it, and you become a lot more hungry as well. So my mental state and obviously my being last year was just in a completely different space. And I think when players start to perform well, I think it's more the internal drive that really triggers that, rather than all the externals and a lot of the other stuff that goes on around you.
Winning the Ballantyne's Championship in South Korea by defeating Marcus Fraser and Peter Whiteford in a playoff, and winning the Volvo China Open the following week by 4 strokes over Mikko Ilinen, provided an extremely profitable upturn in fortunes for Brett, and he puts that down to the people around him all pulling together at the perfect time.
Yeah, well, I was the coach. Started working with Pete Cowan earlier that year, and obviously my first lesson was in Abu Dhabi, the first event of the season. So yeah, there was obviously that side, a new caddy in John Roberts, Ronnie. So he obviously brought a completely different aspect or a different perspective to my game as well, in terms of preparation and just getting around the golf course as well. He's got a lot of knowledge there. So. And of course with Kevin Duffy, I've been working solidly with him for over 12 months. It's come up for 2 years now. So yeah, it was kind of like there was just a tie-in of just a few new guys that obviously just were contributing some really valuable information at the time, which sort of just all came to a head and just paid off. And of course my work with Warren Connor as well on the psychology side. Again, been working hard with him, so getting myself in a position to be able to utilise obviously the work that I've been doing with Warren, and obviously having Ronnie out there as well. It was just all invaluable information that sort of just came to a head and all paid off in the end. The feeling still remains the same. Very proud of the achievement, no doubt about it. But of course, a lot happens over 12 months. Tried to defend last week. Was in a different location, of course, but didn't play that well. It's been a really, really stop-starty first quarter of the European Tour this year. So yeah, it's just a different feel this year. But certainly looking back on it last year, still drawing plenty of positives from it, and obviously looking to build on what I accomplished last year. So looking forward to some, just a few runs of events from here on out to the end of the season. It's going to get very busy, but yeah, look, very proud, and yeah, just still working as hard as ever on the game.